Namaste, my beautiful queens, kings, if any. This will be the first part of two videos. The video which I wanted to make his soul versus his physical 3D incarnated body. Why this is important and why I have decided to make such video. The thing is that, to my surprise, that not many people understand that the soul and essence, the core of who you are, is one thing, and physical body, which this soul is as in a host body, as if you're coming to somebody's house to stay there for some time and then you go back home, is a different thing. The thing is that a lot of the people, even very, very knowledgeable, even very, very deep into the subject of esoterics and souls and goals and so on, don't know and also fall into the same mistake as because what happens is the people who are very spiritual and very intuitive, they have this gift or this ability to communicate with the soul of another being. It, of course, you will not be surprised if you hear the stories when a mother can sense what's happening to the child. Of course, they are connected. But the thing is that why we all very often make a mistake by associating the physical body with the soul, because they can be completely different in what and how they think and what and how they behave. When we are talking about a female, most of females, if we're talking about most of females, female energy, I have already said and I have already explained many times that female energy is rarely get completely disconnected with its very essence in a realm of spirit. Even after being hurt, even after being hurt multiple times, even after being lied to, betrayed, being treated with cruelty, somehow this is a curse and a blessing for a female to be able to still follow the very essence, follow the soul instead of physical body. Why is this a blessing? Because we don't lose ability even after we are treated really cruelly and terribly. We keep, usually females keep, the ability for compassion and empathy. We keep it. And what is our very true essence? Our very true essence is in two words: love and compassion, and all the experiences we accumulated in hundreds, thousands of lives we lived. What happened to a man? What happens to the male energy with the man? Unfortunately, the men tend to be more vulnerable in his attempts of his soul to connect the connection, to keep the connection with the body. What it means when a man gets, for example, Page of Swords, when a man gets hurt in childhood, unloved in childhood, missing the acceptance in his childhood or early youth, this is the cause of the trauma, which unfortunately known as narcissists of all types, either 7 or 12 or 16 or 26 types of them. Narcissism and manipulative behavior. And narcissists, of course, manipulators, and even the manipulator psychopath, their main issue, problem, a tragedy is, first of all, they learn to wear masks. They wear them brilliantly. Second, there is a lack of compassion and empathy. So they wear masks so brilliantly that you believe that they have it, but in fact, they don't have it. Why they don't have it? Because when they were little boys or growing up boys, toddler boys, early youth, they were in such situations or in such environments when they understood they were not accepted, or they were accepted only when they achieved something, or they were not loved enough, or they were abandoned. For example, parents leave the child with grandparents or other relatives for months or for years because they need to start new business, or because they are divorcing, or because something else. Child doesn't understand the reasons of growing up. Child understands, I'm not good enough, I am abandoned. So he starts to try to deserve love. He starts to wear multiple masks, and he turns into someone who completely loses connection with his very higher self, with his core. What happens is this. Why I want to explain this to you before I do a reading, his soul versus his physical. Because females, especially some of you who are high priestess by the course, who are psychics, like light waters, and I am among you, I have done exactly the same thing for I cannot even tell you how many times, and I have seen other all levels of light workers, all levels and dimensions of the advanced souls. We do this same thing all over and over again. When we communicate, we have either the past life connection with this man, of course, either we have karma with this man, or we have the same soul, extremely rare cases, with this man, which I am among those cases. So we communicate with the soul of this man, but we know this man as his physical body. We know who he is, where he lives, what he does, what he wants not. But when we communicate with these men, those, again, I'm repeating, light workers, advanced souls, souls which are old souls, having the connection through the soul with this man, or if you're a man, with this woman, unfortunately, what happens? We hear them talking to us. We hear them saying something to us. We communicate with the soul, and here we make one big, huge mistake. What is that mistake? We associate the information we are getting from the soul with the physical body of this man. And the connection between his soul and physical body can be 1%, can be 2%, can be 10%. But the bottom line is what I want you to understand is that what happens, what the tragedy is here, what is the problem? His soul communicates with you in your sleep, or communicates with you when you're awake. Of course, your soul know each other for thousands of years, maybe more. His soul tells you, my love, my beauty, my eternal light, fire of my soul. What happens? You hear it so often, you feel it so often, you feel it clearly. You assume that this comes, let's imagine this is his physical, from his physical. What you capture, what you receive on the level of your other receivers, if we can say so. What you receive from his soul can be completely totally different when we talk about his body. And me and other 5 readers, very powerful 5 readers, when I share it with them, we decided to do such experiment. We would take our clients or people we know or even each other. We would do the reading, soul versus body. What his soul wants to tell you, what his soul feels, what his soul wants to share with you, we would put the cards down. And next to it, we would put the cards of what his body thinks, what his body considers about you, what his body wants. And we have been doing it in 3 months. And the result was absolutely insane and sad, and very sad. When we were doing females, it was amazing. The female and her thoughts of her soul and her thoughts of her body would be pretty much identical all the time. And we are talking about different men, different ages, upbringings. We would take totally different range of men. And it was a tragic and it was sad when we would see the soul versus the physical. This is why I decided to do such a reading. But before I do it, I have to explain you also why such thing happen and where you can find all the information. First thing you must understand: when you incarnate in your next game of life, we call it, or game of the soul, I have explained it many times. This planet or any other planet we choose is the stage in a theater. We are actors. We are not our physical body and circumstances of our physical life. Just as the actor receives the costume of Shakespeare King Lear, or Shakespeare Romeo, or Shakespeare Hamlet, just this same way we choose the circumstances, the body, our childhood situations, everything. For this coming incarnation, we receive a costume, which is this body. We receive circumstances and goals and missions. Each one of you has goals, missions, things to learn and to understand. So we challenge ourselves. First thing you must understand, first, very important, we live in the realm of spirit a certain percentage of our very essence, and this is all described in this book, Destiny of Soul by Michael Newton, the chapter which called Soul Division and Reunification. Why this is important for you to understand? Because first, please hear me, you do not come 100% into your physical body. When you finish when you start your physical life, part of your very essence stays in the realm of spirit while you are here. And it depends on the level of your advancement, how much of that you're gonna leave there, how much of this you're gonna take here. And I will read a couple of pages from that book. This is why when you love somebody, for example, you love somebody, for example, it's your grandma. Your grandma is 107 years old. You are very attached to her. You love her so much. And though she dies, if she dies, whatever the percentage of her soul which was in her physical body, for example 65, connects with the rest of her. But You might think that now your grandma is out there. But those of you, of course, who understand the law of reincarnation, some of you get upset because you say, what if this, my grandma, by the time I get to the realm of the spirit, what if she is going to live in a different body again? I'm not gonna see her. This is not true. The part of each of our essence, depending on our soul development, always stays in the realm of the spirit. What percentage depends on your soul development? So even if your great-grandmother or your grandmother, by the time you get there, already lives her next life in physical incarnation, you still will meet her out there. Even if she lives as a little girl somewhere in Australia, you will still meet. You always meet in the realm of the spirit those which are soul connected with you. Those are called soul groups. Again, in this book, everything is written. Soul groups. Soul groups can be from 15 to 25 souls which are very close to you. Soulmates are included. Again, in this book, everything is written about what kind of soulmates. And those souls are always, for thousands of years, they are connected with you. So in this life, it can be your sister, next incarnation, your aunt, next incarnation, your cousin, next incarnation, your best friend. The souls just change the roles in the costume of the body. But you can never lose somebody who you love or who loved you. Never. We are all together forever. We are all from same soul group. We just exchange the roles while in physical. So some of you say, what if I die before my husband? I would have to wait for him out there to join me. No, you don't have to wait. Some of the people tell me, I'm afraid that I'm going to die first, then I'm going to be all alone out there waiting for him join me. No, you don't wait for nobody, never. If you're going to leave the physical first, you're going to unite with his part of himself which is still there. You're still going to be there with him. His physical part which stays on earth is going to be living the rest of his physical life. But you're going to be already there in the realm of spirit with the one, with your grandfather or your father or your great-grandmother or whoever is there. If someone leaves physical before you and goes in the realm of spirit, you will find them there, you will meet them there, even if they already live in their next incarnation. Because part of that, the spirit always stays there. Why? The explanation is very simple here. Page number 117. If we were to bring 100% of our energy into one body during an incarnation, we would blow the circuits of the brain. A full charge of all a soul's energy into one human body would totally subjugate the brain to the soul power. In one body would negate the whole process of growth for the soul on earth, because it would have no challenge coping with the brain. One of the reasons we incarnate, to take a challenge of coping with the brain by strengthening a variety of parts of a soul total energy in different incarnation, the whole is made stronger. Full awareness at 100% would have another adverse effect. If we did not divide our energy, we would experience a higher level of spiritual memory retention in each human body. Amnesia forces us to go into the testing area of the laboratory of Earth without the answers for the tasks we were sent here to accomplish. Amnesia also relieves us of the baggage for past failures, so we may use new approach with more confidence. Now, you can see it for yourself if you can see right here. Typically, a highly advanced soul will bring no more than 25% of its total capacity to Earth, where the average, less confident soul has 50-70%. The energy of a more evolved soul is refined, elastic, and vigorous in smaller quantities. This is why the younger soul must bring more energy into their early incarnations. Thus, it is not the volume of the energy which gives potency to the soul, but the quality of a vibrational power, representing a soul's experience and wisdom. So you can see clearly here, and of course you can see everything here, and also the rare seldom cases when souls have to come and live in more than one physical body, because even in small quantities, the energy of such souls for one body would be way too much. One physical body wouldn't be able to handle it. So soul can divide in two physical body, but even if they do that, still parts of them stays up there in realm of spirit. Again, I already told you a million times about this book. Everything is written there. Everything. The answer to every question. So what was I trying to explain here? So first of all, don't worry if you leave earlier than those you love here on Earth. You will have to wait for them there. You will not have to wait for them there. Don't worry if those who already left before you, you're not going to be able to meet them, because they might incarnate already by the time you're there. They might incarnate and live again in physical. You still will see them and meet them, because the part always stays in the realm of spirit. But as I already said, females rarely lose that connection with that quantity, that spiritual part which is in realm of spirit, because we are being challenged constantly here in physical, but by our brain, by our life circumstances, by ego, because of course dark ego, because of doubts and things like this. Men are more vulnerable for the influence of brain and dark ego. This is the bigger challenge for them, and many of them unfortunately are it's harder for them to do. So when I was telling you what I was telling you, that when you talk to his soul, when you hear, because his soul also talks to you, his soul talks to you, and I know it because I'm always in conversations with but it's not his soul. In my case, we have the same soul, so it's like, well, you are talking to well, it's too complicated. Anyways, so you are talking to his soul is talking to you. But what mistake we do? We then think, and we are sure sometimes of it, that we hear the thoughts and feelings and emotions and everything from the physical body of his. We confuse his physical body with his soul. Of course, in each of your cases, it can be a different story. But as I already told you, we decided to do 5 readers for quite a bit of time. The readings when we would look specifically at the soul towards this woman, and then the physical. And the results were tragic and they were sad, because about only 2% of men would have same thoughts, feelings, and wantings, and lots of things, which would be the same as the body. Most of men, it's amazing. It's like if all men were somehow secretly communicating with themselves, because it was something like this. For example, this owl would be his soul, and this would be his this is his soul, this is his physical body. And you put the cards, you're saying what the soul of this man feels and thinks and wants from this woman. You put the card down, you put the cards down, you put the cards down, and it's like, oh, my love, my love, my love, my love, my only love, my girl, my wife, my ancient fire, my soul, my everything. And you just like, this is so beautiful. Okay, what his body thinks, wants, feels to this woman. And you put the cards down, and you know, you always see this king of swords, usually an emperor. I am the king, I am the king, I am the king. Everyone must love me, everyone must cherish me, everyone must worship me. I want more love, more power, more money, more worship, and I must to no one. No one owes me. I owes to no one. And I want her to be in my power. I want her to live by worshiping me, just like everyone else. It is so sad. And then you go this soul versus body. What the soul wants, and the soul wants the light of his to unite with light of hers, because it is such a beautiful, powerful energy. What his body wants, you put the cards down, and his body wants just exactly what something similar to what we had. The body of a man usually wants position in society, more position in society, and more position in society. Emperor card, to stay where I am, only to rise higher. I want to be worshipped, respected. I want even higher position. I want even more money. I want even more people seeing me as perfection of everything. It's like it's something so strange, because these men are so different. It's different social status, a different upbringing, different languages, different education, different countries, different everything. But you just put the cards, what this man wants, what this man craves on a level of his body, what he wants from this woman, how he wants to behave towards this woman. Usually they all want you just to come, drop before him on your knees, you know, touch the ground with your forehead and say, Master, how can I serve you? You know, we are in 5 different countries. We are with different techniques. We're classical tarot readers, but we are with totally different clients, again, from all different levels. And it was really, you know, I got really sad when I saw it. I got really sad because what is the problem here for a woman? A woman talking to the soul associates the soul with physical body. And for example, she is in relationship with a narcissist. Of course, the soul of a narcissist is not narcissistic. Soul is not narcissistic. Soul is pure, bright, and beautiful. But she, with her psychic abilities and spirituality, she can hear his soul. And his soul tells her how much his soul loves her, and how much his soul wants her to be happy, wants to be joyful. And she associates the soul with his body, and his body wants her just to be his slave and just do and whatever he does. And what it creates, what's the problem it creates? The problem it creates is that a woman stays in abusive relationship, hoping and dreaming. First reason, she stays in abusive relationship, hoping that this is the body. She hears that she doesn't put them separately with each other. She hears the soul and she's sure he's good at the very core, somewhere deep inside. If she stays, she's gonna heal him and bring him back to life with with her love. The mistake number one. Now, the mistake number two, a woman who does understand that the soul is one thing and the physical body is another. I saw even very strong ones doing it. She hopes that she stays because she hopes with her love to connect his body and his soul, to make them one. Girls, you can do that only on the distance from this man. If it's abusive, physical abuse is no better or worse than emotional abuse. Spiritual, emotional, mental abuse is much worse. It destroys your all levels, including your physical body. I had enough videos on narcissists and manipulators and psychopath danger. So if you hope that your love will connect his soul with his physical body, turning him into his soul while he's still in physical, still you have to be away from him and do it from a distance. Because if you stay with him, that's not going to happen. He's going to destroy you because in his physical, it's a manipulator or a narc. Please don't stay in abusive relationship, period. Devalue, shame, blame, responsibility put onto you, not on him. I've done enough of those videos. So in the next part of this, I will do a spread. I will do reading. His soul versus his body. And you see for yourself how your man is connected with his soul and how much of his soul is in his physical. That's all for this video. Next part is coming. Namaste.